Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me, Gary. Please tell us your full name, uh, where you were born, where you grew up, and a little bit about your family of origin.
Well, I was born in Portsmouth, Ohio. My name is Gary Davis, and I was born in 1940, and right on the river in Portsmouth, Ohio. That's kind of where I'm from.
What, if any, religion were you raised in?
Uh, Basically, we've been a Christian family. We was born kind of like was baptized Baptist, and now we go to Christian churches all over. And I spent 15 years of my life actually being an assistant pastor. We started a couple churches, and we worked one church here in Las Vegas for 15 years, Victory Christian Center, assistant pastor. And when it closed, well, we moved our pastorship to feeding the homeless people now.
Do you have any post-secondary education?
Well, I finished my high school education and went to Ohio U and studied to be an architect. So I was able to be an architect to run my own business.
Did you get a degree in architecture?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's a bachelor's degree.
Yes, sir.
What attracted you to architecture?
I always wanted to build buildings and create things that other people couldn't create.
Why is that attractive to you?
Well, one of the things that attracted me was building underground houses. And we built over 1,000 of those houses in our lifetime. That's our accomplishment.
What's so special about a house being underground? Not many are. Why is that important?
Well, for energies, as we know today, you could heat the house for nickels, cool a house for nickels, because the ground temperature stays about 72 degrees. And they are tornado proof. As you've been watching the news lately here, you see all the tornadoes going through the Midwest. I lived in the Midwest and lived through tornadoes. And being in my construction company, we was the first to be called to recovery the houses that was torn down. So we wanted to build a house that tornadoes wouldn't bother, and we did that.
Is it cheaper or more expensive per square foot to build underground?
About 10% more expensive to build them. Of course, our underground houses look like regular houses. The dirt was on the top and the sides and the back. The front was exposed to the south, so that it looked like a normal house when you drive by it.
You say you built a lot of them. Where are they located?
They're all over the Midwest and all the way up into Canada. We actually drew the plans for an underground shopping center in Winnipeg, Canada, which was built there. So all over Midwest.
How do they fare in regard to earthquakes?
They are built up to a 7.5 Richter scale for earthquake proof, so they will stand any earthquake we've had or known to have in the United States at this time.
You've been pretty involved with network marketing.
Yes, sir.
You still are.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about what it is and why it's attractive to you.
Well, network marketing is a unique type of way to build a business without having to have a lot of money. And it can help a lot of people. And of course, I've been in a business of helping people all my life. And we built a few of the businesses. One of them we built, put 125,000 people in. That's a lot of people for a business, which I like the income that comes with that.
How much money are you getting from that? That's prepaid legal.
Prepaid legal, and we make 1,000 or so a month from it.
And are there still 125,000 people in your downline?
There's about 100,000. We add about 2,000 people a month to it now. Of course, people come and go. But we have been active with the business for about 10 years, although it keeps on going.
With 100,000 people, $1,000 a month seems like a low amount of money to be getting. Does it not pay deep? Is that why?
Right.
How many levels deep does it pay?
It pays down, depends on the how wide you are and what the marketing plan goes. This is all fall of the first 10 lines that we had.
So really you've directly hired 10 people who've gone and done something with it.
If we actually build a business, we could be making about $50,000 a month if we was actually building the business at this time. But
Is
we're
there
not.
anyone in your downline making that kind of money?
Yes.
If prepaid legal was doing so well, why did you take on other opportunities?
Prepaid legal about 10 years took a dive, had a lot of financial problems through the owner, and they had to reorganize their company. We had a office building here with 3 bays and meetings every week for 150 people. And when they took that dive, that income went down. At $50,000 a month went down to almost nothing. We had to close the shop up, you might say, and we maintained our membership. And it took about 4 to 5 years for them recovery. And then after they recovered, we started getting some residual income then. So it wasn't a profitable thing for us to stay with it.
You've been going to the same networking group for a long time. Please tell us why you go to that and what do you get from it?
Well, I own it. That's why I go to it. I've been doing the networking group for about 20 years. When I came to Las Vegas 20 years ago, there was no networking groups here. All was here was Aquinas or JC's, those type of organizations. Rotary, which I've been the past president of all of them in Illinois where I live at. So I came here, I didn't know anyone, and I wanted to meet a lot of people and create business. So in Illinois, I had weekly meetings with people called networking. So when we came here, we started what we call LV Power Group, Las Vegas Power Group Breakfast Group. We started that, actually this is my 20th year anniversary this month. And we started 5 meetings in the mornings at 7 o'clock in different locations, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then we did a luncheon meeting at 11:30 every day at 5 different locations. And then we started another one at 1:30 at 5 different locations. And then we did evening mixers. And it was able to connect with literally hundreds of people that we wouldn't connect with otherwise. And through that, over the years, we will maintain that business, and we still run a couple breakfast meetings.
Pretend I'm one of the people who's been coming for some time. What might I expect to get from being a participant?
Well, being a participant is real simple. You build a relationship, and the business today is not about who you are or what you are. It is building relationships, and relationships is what counts. So if you are a mechanic and you run a garage and you like service cars, I have 25 people at my breakfast meeting. When you come there and you build a relationship, you see them each and every week. Pretty soon they're going to take their car to you to change their oil, change their spark plugs, and do their maintenance work. So now you'll get 25 customers out of that group. And we maintain that everybody in the group service and works with those people there. If you want business cards printed, you get business cards printed through a group. Anything you want is in those groups. And so we have people that's been with us for 25 or for 15 years, and we have lawyers, we have dentists. Everybody needs their teeth worked on, so dentist does very good. We have lawyers, we have chiropractors, we have different types of doctors in our group, along with our car mechanics. And we're not just a networking group, we're a business group, and we call it a family group. We have no rules or regulations, and we charge very little for a meeting, $5 for breakfast. And it's a great way
That
to
includes the
business.
food?
Yes.
Wow. It seems you've been successful at a number of different things. You've been successful in construction, 1,000 homes, that's quite a few. You know, if you're making 1% on that, that's a living right there, a substantial living.
Yes.
The networking, the network marketing, you've had several different business models that you've been involved in. Is there one secret to success or some few number of secrets to success that you could share with us?
Well, I think the secret success is helping other people. And the way you help other people is showing them that you care. And when you care about other people enough, they will know it. But if you just help them for benefit of $1 for your own pocket, it doesn't work. So when you help other people and share with them and help them, and you do it without asking for recovery of your own, I think that's a real secret to success.
Why originally did you become a pastor?
Well, I've seen the problems we have in the world today, and people going the wrong way, which I was, and there has to be a better way. So if I had to do that in order to help other people.
What was required of you to be deemed a pastor?
Well, first I had to learn what I was talking about and learn the Bible and learn which way I was going. So I had to do through all that, which was not a problem. And so now, the other thing was we had a lot of people in our organization, they like get married, and we canceled a lot of people. So now I have my 3 palm trees out in front of my house. I married dozens of people underneath them palm trees over the years.
And when you were ordained, who was it who decided that you were qualified to be a pastor?
Pastor Bob Perry.
How did you decide to feed the homeless?
Well, it's a giving, and once you study the Bible, in the Bible it says when you give, but it's not giving money, it's not giving cars or giving homes, it's giving food. And the ways to any man's heart is feeding them. And when I feed you, you will come. And that's any animal. If you take any dog or cat, as long as you feed them, they love you to death. And that's the way to people's heart. So we found out through the church that on one Sunday a month, I would set up and feed 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people, whatever I had that Sunday. Usually we had a 3,000 to 4,000 congregation, and I actually cook and feed those people. And through my experience, I've owned a few restaurants in my life, and I also are a chef from school, so I know how to cook and prepare food. So we'd feed the people at church, and we found more we fed, more people come to church.
So in your feeding the homeless people, is your goal that those people come to know Jesus?
Yes. And we do it a different way than most churches do, because if you set up and feed the homeless, you can't very well set up and preach to them. You got to come in the back door. So I do it a different way.
How's that?
Well, what I do is I set up a location, which is outside. It's no seats, no roof, no nothing. And they come, and before we feed them, we have them circle up in a big circle. And usually we cook and feed up to 75 a week. And usually we have 25 to 50 or so will show up. So we have them line up in a circle, and we have them pray. And that's who, maybe some do, some don't. Whoever wants to, they get in the center of a circle and they pray. And that makes a big difference because they're actually praying for all the other people in circle. So we're not pushing religion or nothing on those folks. And over the 8 years in one location, we've been able to get over 200 people off the streets, back to their families, jobs, vets, get them their food stamps, get them Social Security, get them their IDs, and get them back in society as decent people.
Why would someone like this want to be of service to someone or something outside themselves?
Well, the number 2 person you described that don't have nothing and probably never have nothing, that person is very, very